Hello, I'm Tucker Davidson, and I just watched Progress Chapter 5. For those about to fight, we salute you. Show takes place, as you can actually see there, the 27th of January 2013 in the garage. We're back in the garage, lads. Let's go. And as you can see, I have snuck the one-man booth logo in there. Thank you, Progress, for leaving that convenient little space. This show, overall for me, was quite a boring one. Probably the show I've enjoyed the least. And it might be because the openers were definitely quite a big damper. I'm going to explain that very quickly as we head into our first match of the night. Styx versus Danny Garnell. This, I think, should have been booked as a hoss fight. Just two guys seeing how much they can hurt each other before the other one gives in. It wasn't. It was really boring. I found myself disinterested at the start of the show, which is not typically a good thing, and you're going to see that throughout the entire night. Garnell picks up the win in this with the Tornado DDT. It happened. It was okay. I would not suggest watching it overall. Then we have a natural progression series, and this says first round match, but I believe on the show it said second round match. But I don't think the natural progression series really means anything, and if it does, I'll let you guys know. But it is Lord Jonathan Windsor versus the Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman. Mike Hitchman is the dude who earlier on I said was all like Taz, as in he was very vicious but very calculated with his suplexes and chain wrestling. And Windsor is your stereotypical blue blood, holier than thou character, in which that was even joked by the commentator, which he said, in 20 years, Mr. Windsor is going to marry Jim Smallman's daughter and run Progress. In this match, it was another completely boring one. Possibly because I don't care about any of these guys. I want to care about Hitchman, but Progress once again proves that I don't need to care about him because he loses to Jonathan Windsor in a finish that I don't even remember. It was a small package, I think. And if I'm wrong, my bad. Just completely boring, completely forgettable bollocks. Up next, we have one of the big advertised match. I would like to call it the semi-main of the night. Rampage Brown makes his Progress debut, to take on the former champion Nathan Cruz. El Ligero chose his opponent for Nathan Cruz, and Nathan Cruz chose El Ligero's opponent for later tonight. And I will get back to you when we talk about that contest. But this match was quite solid. I think it went a little long for Nathan Cruz bout, but it definitely kind of got me back into it. Wasn't exactly what I needed, though. Overall, I would say it was okay, solid, and Nathan Cruz wins this with a roll-up, grabbing the tights, and I'm guessing Rampage Brown will not take that quietly. I'm expecting some kind of follow-up on the next show, or maybe not, depending on whether or not this is a one-off. Anyways, after Chapter 4, it was announced that Nathan Cruz would be able to choose the person who El Ligero defended his championship against first. And he chose the only man to have beaten Nathan Cruz, the man who is 2-0 in Progress at the start of this match, the bastard, Dave Mastiff. So Mastiff versus Ligero for the championship. It's quite a good match, really well paced. Ligero picks up the win using the exact same, I want to say, like, choke submission. It's like a guillotine choke type deal submission that he tapped Cruz out with last show. But in this match, Mastiff does not tap out, for he is so intense and tough that he has to pass out. So Ligero retains, and I think this match was hurt a little bit because they don't totally know what they want to do with Ligero. Ligero does some flashy stuff, and they get cheers, but they obviously want Ligero to be a heel, so he does not flashy stuff, and then that's when you kind of realize that Ligero isn't that good. Overall, though, quite an alright contest. Nothing special, but definitely one that was decent. Moving on, we have RJ Singh's Open Challenge. This is the third edition of RJ Singh's Open Challenge. You know, he has Sean Boudica, his assistant, and the director at ringside with him, as he's going to take on his tag team partner in the Bombay Nights, I do believe. That's Skype. Daryl Allen, the Dazzler. And the Dazzler picks up the win on RJ Singh. And I'm just going to skip the post-match subbies. Overall, this match was very forgettable. It was a cool down, obviously. The crowd was quite into it, but I could not find myself getting into it. And once again, I might think that's just because the first two matches really killed this show for me. Allen and Singh hug it out post-match, and then Boudica jumps Allen, and it looks like, oh, really, RJ? You're just going to do that? And then, once again, RJ pulls Boudica off of Allen, like he did last show with Robinson. If I ever say week, I mean show. I hope you guys understand that. And Allen tells Boudica, or not Allen, Singh tells Boudica, no, you're not doing that, man. And then Boudica pulls out a little piece of paper that says Singh is king, rips it, and slaps Singh in the face. Singh proceeds to yell at Boudica, gives him enough time for Daryl Allen to get up and hit him with a giant super kick to the back of the head, rocking him, setting him down, and then the two stand there, chase off the director as RJ Singh's baller music plays. It's like, oh, okay, I won't even try it. I can't do it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Moving on to our main event, and I think I might be able to get this all through in one shot. It was a tag team match main event featuring the leaders of the new school, Marty Scurll, and Zack Sabre Jr., the technical wizard, taking on James Davis and Rob Lynch, the London Riots. The guide that I use, that I have linked in Chapter 4, said that this was his favorite match yet. I didn't think so. I thought it was good by all means, but nowhere near Marty versus Jr., Zack Sabre Jr., or Mandrews versus Ospreay, for that matter. The London Riots get a surprise victory in this after they hit Zack Sabre Jr. with a huge powerbomb to pick up the 1-2-3. I thought it was actually really well paced, despite the fact that I could not get myself super invested in it. I think that's kind of just the thing that you get when you have two super cool faces in Marty and Zach taking on two completely hateable heels in Davis and Lynch. And really that was the story that was worked. The big bad guys taking on the flashy little guys. And yeah, I think it worked, but was not as good as the man told me. So as we get into our last minute, I would like to just quickly give my thoughts on the show once again. I thought overall the show was solid, but nothing special. Hell, I might actually say it was a little bit underwhelming, especially compared to what we came off of for Chapter 4. I'm glad to see that we're back in the garage, and next episode we'll be back in the garage. Next chapter we'll be back in the garage with one match confirmed, and that is the Riots versus the Hunter brothers, the dudes from last show, but this time in a weapons match. So I'm expecting some kind of London Riots murder them violently thing. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramblings of wrestling and such. Yeah, and I will see you guys in the next one.